Surviving the Storm, an Eyewitness News special release that's all about you and your safety. Here are Tina Hicks, Frank Malloy, and the Skywatch Weather Team.
After what we've seen the past few months, you know severe storm season in central Georgia is serious business.
And it's not over yet. This tornado, taped just a few weeks ago by video journalist Scott Rogers, shows some of the worst that severe storms can produce in central Georgia. And the people in the Whispering Pines Mobile Home Park saw just what such a storm can do. But even if you're in the path of a tornado, you can survive if you know what to do.
We watched on the news the other day, matter of fact, y'all, 13, to where it says if you're in the trailer, you know, and you don't have safety, come out and go to a ditch. Well, this is the nearest ditch to my house.
And during the next half hour, we'll tell you what it takes to survive a storm, whether you're in your home, a car, or outside.
And we'll show you how the Skywatch Weather Team, Emergency Management, and the National Weather Service all work together to help you know when severe weather is on the way.
Because it's all about you and your safety.
When severe weather threatens, one of the first things you hear on 13 WMAZ is a watch or a warning.
One of the most frequent weather questions we get is, what's the difference? Old Bill is here to explain.
Here you go. When we issue a weather watch, that means conditions are favorable and they look good for the development of that type of weather. That could be winter weather, flash flooding, a thunderstorm, or a tornado. You need to be alert and keep your eyes open. But when we issue a warning, that means that type of weather is occurring right now. Again, that could be any of the weather events. You need to take action immediately. Sometimes we warn you about thunderstorms, sometimes about severe thunderstorms, and here's the difference. The National Weather Service considers a thunderstorm severe if it produces hail larger than 3/4 of an inch, also winds stronger than 58 miles per hour, or tornadoes. Of the 100,000 thunderstorms each year, only about 10% of them are considered severe.
Thanks, Bill.
During the past year, many of you have grown to depend on and trust our Live 13 Skywatch Doppler radar.
13 WMAZ is the only television station in central Georgia that has a real-time Doppler radar system.
That means when you look at our Live 13 Skywatch Doppler radar, you see what's happening right now in your neighborhood. And since the National Weather Service closed its Macon office about 2 years ago, that real time can save lives. Here's a look at just what all you can see with the Live 13 Skywatch Doppler radar. Live 13 Skywatch Doppler radar covers all of central Georgia. It lets us look inside of a storm and find rotation, which indicates a possible tornado forming, and it can even find large hail. Our Doppler takes 1 minute to make one complete scan, but if we need to concentrate on a particularly severe storm, then we can scan it every few seconds to give you the very latest information. It's the only televised Doppler radar in central Georgia with that ability. Once we have identified the bad weather, we can pinpoint it down to one city block and even label the street intersections, so you'll know where the storm is right now. We can also show you where it is heading by using our storm tracker. It tells you the city and time of arrival for any storm we select. All these are reasons why Live 13 Skywatch Doppler radar keeps you safe from the storm, because it's all about you and your safety.
Thanks, Chris.
Doppler looks at wind speed and direction to figure out if a storm is dangerous.
And if the wind speed is high enough, you get major damage on the ground. And it doesn't take a tornado to create such damage. Severe straight-line winds caused this wreckage in Peach County a few weeks ago, according to the National Weather Service. And winds between 60 and 100 miles an hour smashed trees and a home in Houston County. Bill can tell you why tornadoes were declared not guilty when it came time to lay the blame for these storms.
Straight winds, downbursts, tornadoes. The results may be similar, but the way they form is very different. Fuel in the form of warm, moist air moves into the thunderstorm and moves upward. As it moves up, it cools. This is called an updraft. Now, cooler air is heavier, so it sinks. This is called a downdraft, and sometimes in really intense thunderstorms, the cool air plunges down to the ground, and the destruction from a downburst wind is so severe, people often mistake it for tornado damage. Now here's what happens when a tornado forms. Cooler air moves in toward a thunderstorm, hits the warmer, moist air, and creates a horizontal rotation, almost like the funnel cloud is on its side. An updraft or downdraft within the storm straightens that horizontal funnel cloud and rotates it toward the ground. It becomes more vertical and starts to become a tornado.
Thanks, Bill.
We all know the destructive powers of thunderstorms and tornadoes.
But lightning kills more people every year than tornadoes, floods, and hurricanes combined.
A lightning bolt is 5 times hotter than the sun.
Something that hot, you and your family definitely want to avoid because it's all about you and your safety.
A little nervous wreck. My heartbeat goes a little faster and pounds a little harder, and anxiety just really gets the best of me during the lightning storm.
After having 2 encounters with lightning, John Byrd feels more than just a little nervous during a thunderstorm. Lightning zapped him through his keyboard as a child, and then just a few years ago, it struck just a few feet in front of his car. John survived, but he knows the power of lightning.
Mainly my whole arm from my shoulder to my wrist and to the tip of my fingers, I couldn't feel anything. So it's just the flash that really bothers me now and gets to me, and it's just the damage that one solid strike of lightning will do.
That damage has killed more than 70 Georgians since 1959. The average lightning flash will light a 100-watt bulb for more than 3 months. That flash is what kills, especially a large number of golfers every year.
If you're out playing golf and a thunderstorm were to come up on you suddenly, the best thing for you to do is to get to a shelter. Don't go to a tree. Don't go under shrubbery or bushes or whatever. Get to that rain shelter. Get out of the open field.
That's good advice for you too. You should avoid standing near fences, clotheslines, or other metal objects that may serve as a lightning rod. If you're outside, seek shelter or find a place low to the ground. Remember, don't use the telephone or any other appliance with an electrical connection during the storm. And if you are in or near water, get out. The best advice is to use common sense and be careful when thunderstorms hit.
A tornado is on the way. Do you know what to do? Before you answer, you need to remember it depends on where you are. Up next, we'll tell you what to do if you're in a home, a public building, a manufactured home, a car, or even if you're stuck outside.
As well as more information which can save your life, because it's all about you and your safety.